I'm ending up just kind of purging my thoughts and feelings, and it feels pretty good to do so right now, so I'm just gonna keep babbling. I guess I'm kind of like trying to announce the beginning of the video with a topic that I'm gonna try to go to help out with the editing process. But in this case, I don't really know what I want to talk about. I know what I want to talk about. I don't know if it let's go with narcissism. I don't know if you followed my modeling career or my musical career, but if you've seen some of the photo shoots that Cricket does, it's pretty awesome. I'm a pretty sexy beast. You know what? This actually is pretty important. This is actually very important because I can't feel comfortable talking about it because because I'm a narcissist, alright? Sorry, so fuck it, I'm a narcissist. I think I'm sexy, I turn myself on. And if I just can get that off my chest, then maybe I won't feel so awkward about everything else that I have to say following that sort of a statement. And going back to the idea of doing this for the wrong reasons, well, let me put this out there. This is something that I need some feedback on. Perfection is very important to me. There's reasons for this. And I mean physical perfection, outward perfection. Alright? Here's something that I believe that I can't ever say because I'm worried about hurting people's feelings. But the idea that it's what's on the inside that counts is just something that fat people say. And as a beautiful person, I get offended when you say that because I put a lot of time and effort into my outward appearance. And I think that I'm beautiful on the inside just as well. I think that it all counts. Don't you for a second tell me that what I put into my presentation doesn't count. I'm an artist. Go and tell Dali that his masterpieces don't count. Tell Michelangelo that the Sistine Chapel means nothing. Alright? It all counts. When I was young, I was very social phobic. I did not see myself as a beautiful person. I saw myself as somebody who was supposed to grow up and be an inspiration to the world, but I was afraid of people, and so I hated myself for not living up to my full potential. But I never thought of myself as an aesthetically beautiful person, and I was not a charismatic person. And I was just failing myself. And I don't know, I got into middle school, and I would study social interactions around me. I always felt like an alien. I always felt like I was studying the human species from a distance, and it always fascinated me, but I never related to it, and I never saw myself as a part of it. And I didn't realize that was a problem until later, I guess. But I started noticing the dynamics of people with charisma. I started really noticing the dynamics of the pretty people, and I envied it. I've always been respected for my intellect, so I guess I kind of took that for granted. But it wasn't until later, late in high school, that anyone had showed me a sexual attraction. And when that happened, it blew my fucking mind. I always envied the pretty people, especially the girls. I envied everything about girls, and I was jealous. But the way my brain works is if there's something in life that fascinates me, I have to be of that. It's not enough for me to just appreciate it. I have to become it. And I was fascinated by the female form. What I wanted in my life, alright, I had internal dramas. I had dramas with myself. But what I wanted was people dramas. I wanted girlfriend dramas. I wanted to have like girl problems. I wanted to know what it's like to balance friends, because I never had that. I could just watch people around me deal with that stuff. I wanted to know what it was like to have those problems. And so when I ended up coming into my adulthood, and like I started having those problems, like I had girl problems, I had like to balance between friends and stuff, like part of me saw that as an accomplishment. And later on, as I started like modeling and stuff, and I really started to come into myself, when I discovered myself charismatically, and when I started to become confident and start figuring out fun ways to use that confidence, I started getting groupie chicks, and for me that's an accomplishment. I get hit on as a guy, but that to me is the power that belongs to the female. In my head, that's a power that belongs to the female gender. And so for me to have that power makes me a hybrid, and it makes me awesome, like extra awesome. And it's an accomplishment. Is that really, really bright? So my self-image, is interesting. It's awesome. I think very highly of myself. I'm very proud of myself, but at the same time, I resent what I have, because because I had to develop my masculine persona to compensate for not being the way I feel I should have been born. I had to build up such a persona for myself as a boy to make it okay that I'm a boy. I had to defy the laws of physics and bend the gender roles and create myself to be what Cricket is. Cricket is somebody who enjoys the best out of both worlds. And I did it very well, but I feel like I shouldn't have had to. And so I resent that. I resent, in a way, like part of me resents the popularity that I have. Part of me resents like the life that I live, because it shouldn't have had to be this way. But because of that, perfection is very important for me. It's an art, and it's an achievement. To achieve perfection is my life. And now my point is, in going through my transition, I have to transition perfectly. I have to be just as perfect of a female as I am a male. And I'm very much afraid of that being chemically possible, being physically possible, being biologically possible. I feel like I'm facing a limit that if I can't, I'm just worried that I can't physically be like, oh, hi. Perhaps the rest of this should be done as a dialogue.